Oh, hello. So I'm gonna have my friend Derek come on, and you have to do a drum roll. And if you don't do a drum roll, then he doesn't come. It's like a fairy clap, but it's drum rolls. Potential demon summoning. This is my friend.
Just imagine the circle with the pentagram and whatnot. Here I am. You sacrificed enough sheep and a Native American arrowhead to summon me.
I thought for sure your glasses were going to reflect your green screen and they were going to black out, but it's gone now.
That's because I changed glasses. I found the ones that are actually the right ones to wear when it comes to these types of situations. So
you can wear different glasses to reflect stuff differently.
Yes.
Okay, this is the first thing I want to ask you. First of all, no. Okay. First of all, I have no plan for today. We're just going to chat.
The wing it.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll write stuff down as I think of it, but okay. But one of the things I love that you do on your stream is you do the zooming thing. Do you just have like this little, it cracks me up. Do you have this little button that you push and then it just like you have preset on your camera? Is that how you do that?
That's exactly how I do it. So like the same way that you would go ahead and switch a scene inside of OBS. It's just literally a scene of the camera just blown up to like ridiculous amounts and then my awkward little face just... It's just terrible. No,
I love it. I love it so much because there's this one particular moment. Well, I watch, so you guys, this is my friend Derek, and this way. Derek's on this side of me.
Wait, bam.
Who plays one of my favorite WildRP characters named Walter Cross. And there was this moment where your character was killed by, like, I don't know, a cart crash accidentally. Like a log or something. Completely random. But a bad timing because you had a whole bunch of stuff or whatever. And I just remember, like, you're talking, your character hits something, falls out of the cart, gets run over, immediately dies. And then it's just silence. And then all of a sudden it's just your face, like, zoomed in, like, and I died. I laughed so hard. It just makes it more cinematically hilarious.
I'm so glad that someone actually finds my production a little humorous. That's all I need. That's enough gratification for me, as long as it made you laugh. Because it's definitely one of those things. Zoom-ins and subtitles really know how to fucking tickle me. They rustle my jimmies in all the right ways, and oh my god, it's so good.
So you do subtitles?
So yeah, so I mean, do I do subtitles? I find zoom-ins as well as subtitles in videos when they're put in the right places to be some of the most hilarious, like, a little addition to the if you would a production. Like it adds that layer of because it puts a different narrative in your face. So it's not just the visuals, it's the words that they're putting into it. Like some people get really creative with it, and I try to adopt that into like some of my content I put on YouTube, which I mean, honestly, it's more hobbyist stuff than anything else. But
yeah,
I love subtitles. They get me every time.
So in the game, when you're playing Red Dead Redemption in the WildRP server, you're not talking about your emotes, like the words. This is like post-production.
Post-production stuff.
Okay,
yeah, I'm just talking about what gets me laughing and whatnot.
Oh my god!
Zoom-ins and subtitles.
Trixie Mattel's YouTube channel. I don't know if you know who that is. She's a drag queen. She's amazing, hilarious.
I love drag queens.
Okay, so whoever puts her videos together, it's like her. Let's say she's putting her makeup on or something, and she's just like, "Oh God, I'm so extra." And then there's a subtitle that's like, "Yeah, you're super extra," because the editor like adds their own personality into it. Anyway, that's what yeah, it's fun. You gotta have fun doing what you do.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
This is the first time we've chatted, just us.
Yeah, no, this is, and I one just all.
Well, it's a moment.
Anime tears as they just off my face.
I
Yeah, no, and I'm so excited that we get to do this on your platform as well.
Aw.
So just very glad to be able to just to spend the time to talk to you, because as soon as I had watched Peppo's stream, I only caught the last 5 minutes of it, and he had done his pep talks.
Yeah.
I saw, Deanie, you had come into the chat, into the stream and whatnot so many times to come hang out, and then I saw that your CinemaSins was attached to it. I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah.
no way. I was like, and then since I caught the end of the interview, I was like, I don't know what she does. Like, does she provide the voiceover work?
What does she know?
I was like, does she do the editing in the background? Does she post? Is she free? Is she the thought process? And there's like, when it comes to these wonderful channels that have such a unique structure on the way of how they do their videos, it is always very interesting on how I always want to question how the production is gauged. Like, what everyone does. What's the first thing you guys think of? Like, are you guys movie critics or just movie enthusiasts? So, like, the mental mindset is always just so interesting to me, and I would love to just gauge that, especially from you, and just see what you put into the work at CinemaSins and just get in there.
Okay, let's just follow the natural flow of conversation with Derek and Danae and CinemaSins and WildRP and all the other crazy stuff that we do. So I found Peppo through a raid from an artist, a sculptor named CinemaSins.
Oh, I love CinemaSins.
Okay, so I mean, I have CinemaSins on while I work regularly. Great background stuff. Watching WildRP on Twitch, not great background stuff.
Super distracting.
Far too interested in what's happening. Very distracting. Which, by the way, I have to tell you, I'm nervous because I've been, greenlisted, and so I can go in and I can play and I can build a character, and we'll talk about that. But I'm like, does this mean I have to stop watching my favorite people, because then I know stuff I'm not supposed. So I'm struggling a little bit right now. I'm kind of doing like the weaning. I'm weaning myself. Like
it's a bad drug withdrawal. You're like, give myself some time.
Thank God he's in jail right now. I don't know what I would do. Anyway, you know what I mean?
Soon, child.
Whoa. Right. So it's really, really good that that's happening. There's this there's all this stuff that's going on. And so anyways, I'm on Twitch, I'm watching CinemaSins, and it's the end of his stream, and he throws us into the Peppo because he, at that point in time, I think had transitioned from doing a lot of art. He was taking a break, and he was doing this RP thing. And I watched Renee for the first time, just running through this video game world, and I was like, what is this amazing space? And so got addicted, obviously, started following more and more people. And then at some point in time of the next week or so, he interacted with Walter Cross. And I was like, who is that guy? But the thing is that you don't want to, I didn't want to ask in stream. I'm watching it to watch it. And then someone ended up sharing your Twitch. So then I popped over and started following things from multiple perspectives almost, which is such a mind bender. And as a DM for Dungeons and Dragons, it's exactly what you do when you're popping into NPC land, except for everything's sort of interacting on its own, and it's the story building and weaving and all that stuff is just happening. So anyhow, I ended up doing a couple of things that were sort of fun and sharing them with Peppo, and then we decided to just stream a little bit. And our chat was honestly very similar to this. It's just like let's hang out. Yeah, I want to meet other people. Let's hang out.
Yeah, no doubt.
We just happen to have an audience while we're doing it, which is super fun. So yeah, we talked a little bit about it. We didn't go too much into my job because I was mostly trying to learn more about Peppo. So yeah, and then we started talking after that more intently to get together and hang out. It feels like we've actually talked already a lot more. We were instantly goofy, which is my favorite. So
Peppo's a great guy.
You can ask me questions. I can ask you questions. I'm talking about you. I mean, Peppo's great too. I'm talking about you.
They're talking about just Peppo. Peppo, I know he's fantastic. I love the natural. I enjoy people who have a natural way of just organically conversating, just being yourself and whatnot. So I mean, great platform to do it on. I'm so glad we get to do this here.
I know. When you connected with me, the first thing we did was wow! We started goofing off. That's when you know.
Wacky inflatable family arm, man. Wacky inflatable family arm too bad.
This is how you know an interview is going well. When both people are doing this sort of way.
The room.
Literally.
Like a tornado.
Yeah. So yeah, let's jump into like you have questions for me and I've got questions for you. So why don't you like ask away, ask the May, AMA. Oh, that all rhymed.
That really did. Bars? The new age 50 Cent? Get it,
Oh my
dude.
God.
Get it, dude.
Oh
All
my.
right, so my questions for you is first, how long have you been working with CinemaSins?
Thank you, Acres. My mic is doing weird stuff since
Is
I
it?
plugged my so I turned it down a little bit. Let me know if it's still too hot. Please
Try
tell
it
me.
a little bit more. A little bit more. I got you, dog.
How about now? That better?
Well, yeah, that's ear sex right there.
Thanks. See? Oh, hi, driver. Hey. Yeah, so... Oh, driver. Driver, you're here, darling. So I plugged my guitar into my board, and it changed some stuff on my board. So I'm still trying to work stuff out. So yes, thank you, chat. Tell me all the things. It's important. It's one thing I'll have to figure out.
That's actually
Okay.
the one thing I love about a Twitch chat is when they're very helpful.
Yes, be helpful, but don't share too much. Thank you. Thank you. I like that you're experimenting with your Twitch channel more. Oh, thanks, New. Yes, this is going to be something I'm going to do. I'm not always going to use this platform like the layout that you're seeing now. When I start doing gaming streams, I'll have to use like an OBS system, which I have a learning curve for that too. Still too loud. Okay.
I got you, dog.
Yeah?
Yeah, you let me know if you, when it comes to anything, and that goes for anybody watching and whatnot. I like to think of myself as I always give your knowledge forth, educate anybody you know things on all things. And OBS is definitely something that took me like a year to grasp. So why go ahead and waste a bunch of hours doing that when you can take a shortcut and ask somebody who's actually willing to go ahead and help you. So definitely let me know though. That goes for anybody else too.
All right. I just changed it in this program. So tell me if that
That's the best.
Jiminy Crimus. Hey, I
Jiminy
thought you
Crimus.
said my voice was already like sex. So what's after that? If it's better, like
God.
cheesecake?
Cheesecake Factory?
Cheesecake
More
Factory?
cheesecake.
Oh my. It's going to be good.
Delicious.
All right.
Delicious.
Good
So, yeah.
sex. Good deal. Okay.
So-
Thanks, guys. Thank you, guys. Hell yeah. The sound of
but-
tots.
This I love tots. Yeah, in the oven, 350 degrees.
Instead of
anyway.
instead of regrettable sex. Excellent. Fun. Fantastic. Okay. I'm focused. I'm ready.
All right. So, CinemaSins, how long have you been working for CinemaSins?
About a year and a half. About a year and a half. So not too long.
Okay.
I started off writing and then let them know of my other skills, the things that I can do. And they kind of folded me into the team and I started to do more like logistic stuff. So the production of all of our material from inception all the way through to channel, I kind of helped to keep an eye on all of that and like meetings and all the things it takes for us to keep going. Just make sure that everybody knows where they're supposed to be when. So I'm sort of I don't know what this is, but that's what I do.
You're the one that coordinates things, make sure things are
Yes.
smooth as butter at that. Well, no, which is
Yes.
great. I mean, it definitely takes a certain type of person to have that job. And honestly, working in production, if you didn't have somebody that did manage all that stuff, you wouldn't know what the fuck you were doing. So I mean, like, good on you. That's an important role.
They did a thank you. The queen of, he can say that because I'm the only female. So
Boom. There you go.
there'd be a fight if it was King of Sins. But yeah, so before me, they were doing just fine. Since me, it's just I think we've been increasing the amount of videos that we produce, and yeah, so it's just more coordination. So we produce 5 videos a week across 4 channels, and then we have 2 podcasts on the podcast network. And one of them will sometimes post up to 3 additional episodes per week. So on a full week, we'll have 5 videos and we'll have up to 5 podcast episodes posting. So yeah, so it's a fun thing. But my main job, the main thing that they hired me to do was to add my perspective to the scripts that make it to the final episode itself. So
yeah.
it's fun.
So awesome. So that which leads me. So you have your tenure isn't even that long, but your responsibility is enormous. Like that's fantastic. Good growth on your end. Miss
Oh,
Nina.
thank
Good
you.
growth on your end.
Oh, thank you.
Stroke thyself. The other thing I was going to ask, since you technically do like the last revision for script and whatnot, when you're putting that that little bit of polish on there, when you're doing that, do you feel that putting in your input puts that nice fine polish on the end product, and then are you proud of almost every single video that comes out?
Oh my
You have to
gosh.
be with the quality that comes out of these things. And I've been a subscriber for about like 3 years at this point.
Oh,
But
cool.
good long time. My brother showed me it years ago. And he showed me the first one we watched. I think was I want to say it was Iron Man. Like
Okay.
the first Iron Man, or was the Avengers? It's one or the other.
Why am I immediately going to YouTube like we're gonna watch it? Like, look.
But they were so good, and like just like I can only imagine how proud you must feel. So again, I should before I jump over you. Are you proud of almost like when you put
No, I
hit
hate
that
it all.
when you watch
It's
it?
awful.
Oh, that's
That's awful. This is the worst. He's gone.
all right. Fantastic interview. Interview's done. No,
Yep,
okay,
that's it.
awesome. And now, when you are doing these videos, when you're putting the script, do you see yourself as like a movie critic? Do you see yourself as a like doing just a movie review? Are you a movie troll? Like, where exactly does that lie? You
Oh my
kind of
gosh.
a little bit of both, because like I can only imagine you take for a little bit to be able to analyze these movies and then be able to find all their flaws and whatnot, or
Oh my
their
God.
plot armor or whatever it is. So like, if you could delve deep into that process.
Yeah,
I'd love to hear
sure. So we have a team of 6 writers, and we each pair up in different ways. So like Iron Man, for example, would be 2 writers. So I don't see every single script. But the ones that I'm on, it is a mixture of pride and fear and but you know that if you were to watch something like over and over and over and over again, you would find more stuff, right? Or if you had unlimited time, you could do unlimited research and you could refine. And I'm a perfectionist, so I like my writing process is really different potentially from someone else's who's been doing this for years. So like you've got Jeremy, for example, Jeremy and Chris, who started the channel. They've been writing these scripts from the very beginning. And so it's in their voice, it's in their narrative, it's in their kind of the narrator character. Like we don't write for a person, we write for a character that is just an absolute ass about movies, right? He's the kind of person that you would sit next to in a theater and they would just be sitting there the whole time like, that's wrong. Mm-hmm. That's wrong. That reminds me of that, which makes it wrong. Just this person that's
going to movies with my mom. The worst.
But we try to incorporate humor or intellect in a way where maybe there's a sin that you're like, what was that? Like, what was the thing that was wrong with it? And then it makes you stop and think. It's because, something that's wrong with a movie is a subjective conversation. I could say something is wrong with a movie and everyone else in the room disagree with me. But for me, it's still like, yeah, I still didn't like that part. And if I'm writing on it, then that's something I'm going to point out. And you just know that every single thing you write and you put out there, someone is going to disagree with, and someone is going to have a comment on it, and someone's not going to be happy about it. And then the platform growing and growing and growing. So there's a lot of opinions. So when you put something out, like for me, I have to just know I did my very best. I think I wrote well. We'll see what happens. And then you realize that you didn't do research to the fullest, and perhaps you spelled that word incorrectly or, something like that. And then there's mistakes like that you'll get raked over the coals for. But
yeah, exactly.
For the most part, my personal experience has been so fun because the true fan base of CinemaSins they delight in it. They see the humor in it. They're having a fun time. A video made them laugh. It's meant to be entertaining. And yeah, we're pointing out stuff that's for sure wrong, but we're also pointing out stuff, like I said, where this moment of their movie reminds me of this bad memory, and that's a sin, which of course shouldn't count against it. But the sin counter is just, it's all just bullshit. It's all fun. It's just silliness.
I live for that ding.
I know.
I live for it. It's the best. I think that's awesome. The fact that you have, the fact that you celebrate opinionated content that pull from real life experiences or just the experiences like I disagree with this. I think that's something that a lot of people don't celebrate every day, is how to respect somebody's opinion and see it and then disagree with it and have a healthy conversation after that. I can only imagine
not wrong.
the amount of fucking people who sit there and go, how could you hate my favorite movie in the world and think that this was wrong? Absolute nonsense, blasphemy of the highest accord. And they end up sending you death threats and just worse.
You're not wrong about that.
I'm sorry that it's ever actually occurred, but my God, but I can only imagine.
Oh no, it definitely has happened. Jeremy is he's been through a lot since everything went viral. That's kind of the bit of it is, he took a viral video and turned it into something like an entertainment company, and that takes a lot of consistency and focus. And so to kind of further go into what you're asking too, like Jeremy and Chris are lovers of movies. They love content. And they love talking about it, and they love analyzing it, and they love thinking about like what a director was thinking in a moment and how it relates to this. And they're Chris and Jeremy both worked in a movie theater, and so they just have this passion that exploded in this one way, and then they just continued to release consistent content. And then they needed to have another person come on to help them with that content, and they asked a friend to join them. That's Barrett. And then they're like, you know what? We probably could do more. What if we invited a couple more people? And that's when they invited Aaron and Jonathan to join the team. Aaron really wanted them to launch something called CinemaSins, and Jonathan was like, let's, so they kind of pitched it to him. And so they launched CinemaSins. Aaron manages that channel and is now the narrator for that channel. And then I joined about a year later. And just kind of became the first female perspective. Hell yeah. And that's kind of fun. I mean, but I often write the crassest jokes, so I don't know that I'm helping with the female perspective. Although I do occasionally, I'm like, I need to write that period sin. I'm gonna do it. That's what I'm here for.
Hey, relatable though, and I think that's big enough. You offer a lot with the diversity with CinemaSins adding you to the team and whatnot. You add a completely unique perspective that nobody else would be able to get. It'd be the same thing if I were to do it, like black content or whatever it may be. Like nobody in CinemaSins would sit there and be like, oh, that's going to be something that they'd be appropriate if they navigated on that. But like someone of that tone of hue, if you would, might be more respectable coming forward. But not only that, it's a unique perspective that comes with it too. So hell yeah.
Yep, and that's kind of. That's the future. Like that's where I want. Like I think everybody on the team wants to kind of go is, as we, we've gotten to this point. Let's stay consistent, and then as we continue to kind of like go forward, just casting the net, bringing on, fun new perspectives and things like that. What can we do? How can we, put out content that's even more interesting? So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. When you start a company with your friends that you didn't mean to, there's all kinds of things that you just, you kind of have to deal with. And, so I kind of try to come in with that mindset. I'm the first person on the team to be a Dungeons and Dragons lover. So I've been slowly peppering in my D&D sins until one of them finally made it into one. I was like, yes, yeah. Gotta find that right angle, and hearing Jeremy, run at a D&D joke was just a delight. That was in Mulan, I think, was the first time that they really embraced just a straight up D&D sin.
I didn't even go ahead and watch that one. I need to. That movie was dreadful.
I thought you were going to watch all of them before our interview today. Every single one of the CinemaSins videos ever created. Just
What, that guy? The dude that just walked by? It's probably that guy that just walked by. I mean, you should. He was fast.
I mean, you've got time, right? You're a streamer. You're an RPer. You're a dad.
I'm a dad. I mean, just let's keep adding it on and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I would sit down for hours and watch that content. I mean, I think the Avengers one was 30 minutes long, and I watched that twice.
Did you really?
Yeah, of course I did, because it was hilarious. To me, I love the Marvel Universe, so like it tickled my fancy knowing that we could rip apart the entirety of the Marvel Universe, and the way that those guys do it is
oh my god!
And whoever voice acted that one in particular deserves a medal. They deserve a medal.
If it's main channel, it's always Jeremy.
Yeah, it was
if it's main channel, it's always Jeremy. Yeah, he is the voice of the. He actually, I think the only channel he didn't launch in his voice might have been Music Video Sins, and Barrett did that one. Chris is narrating commercial sins. Aaron is narrating TV sins.
There's probably so many commercial sins. That's actually really
we just started it, so there's not very many videos out there. That's our brand new baby.
I'm not checking out for sure.
I like that you're willing to go back in and watch it twice. It's crazy.
I watch videos that I really enjoy, usually more than once. Like Welcome to the Internet from Bo Burnham, I've watched maybe about, and that's not just
oh my god, that's a good
one.
But
the production of it itself, I'm physically drawn to it. Like, everything about that is amazing. But like, I just enjoy good format of good videos. I enjoy when things are consistent, and like you guys, the content you guys make is extremely consistent.
Thanks.
I can't really sit there and say where one video is bad over the other. I mean, I would, if I'm an honest person being a consumer and whatnot. I mean, there's videos that really stick out to me. There's ones that so much just don't, and most of them are just the interest of gauge of the movie that you're actually doing the content over. So
just know that the ones that are super interesting, I probably didn't write on those.
Yo, flaunt yourself.
I do.
Oh no! You breathe first. You breathe first. That's your fault.
I was just gonna briefly ask, did you like WandaVision, since you like Marvel Universe? Did you watch it, and did you like it?
I haven't watched WandaVision. I have not yet. Is that on TV Sins, or is that on?
Well, I mean, like in general, did you actually watch the show?
I have only watched the first 2 episodes of it because me and
What'd
my
you
wife
think?
Are paying way too much. I enjoyed. There's something about the production value that went into that. The fact that they went ahead and shot the entirety of like the first 3 episodes, like all in front of a live audience, and really gave the actors the ability to act prime time in the environment that they're in.
Wasn't that fun?
And I think it was great. It's so good. I enjoyed the decades. I love that. That was
my favorite part.
I was a different part of my childhood every single time they jumped. Like when they did Malcolm in the Middle, I was shitting my pants. I was throwing it around the room and whatnot. My wife was like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?
Shit your pants?
You don't throw it around the room."
Our child does that. What the hell?
Exactly. Then all my children started doing it as well. Then it was just a whole fucking just monkey throwing shit fest.
Do you have multiple?
I do. I have 3 of them actually.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a oneer.
Oh, you're a oneer? Well, I'm putting my penis in retirement. I'm done.
Good.
I can't.
Well done.
Good.
Well done for you.
Penis. God damn it, Deanie. What the fuck? It's the first interview, all right?
It's too personal.
It's too personal. But no, at the end of the day, I love my kids. But yeah, I got 3 girls. I'm swimming in a sea of estrogen. There's the only little testosterone around my house. But it's wonderful.
Please. You know, I found myself at the end of WandaVision missing how it started, because of course it's not about the repeat. It goes somewhere where it needs to be to like land in the Marvel universe in the here and now. But the start of it was genius, and I loved it. So if you end up watching it, we did all of the Sins videos on it. So you'll have to tell me what you think about that when you finish it up.
I'm gonna give that a gander ASAP.
Okay,
that's gonna be great. I finished Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
that was amazing. That was,
you liked it? Okay,
so good. The action in it was amazing. The storyline was great, and I mean, I can appreciate when you tell a great story developed around the subject matter of a Black Captain America. I think that they nailed that. They nailed it. And having Anthony Mackie helm that was perfect. The last scene brought me to tears. I was in tears. It was amazing just to see that entire thing happen. But I really want to get into Loki. I haven't watched the first episode yet.
I haven't either.
The hell out of me. You haven't?
Me too. No. But we're getting ready to sin it, so I will be in full sin brain soon. But I'm taking my week off of work, so I'm not watching any content. I'm actually I'm trying to get ready to build my WildRP character. So
we can
that's
definitely. I can't wait to talk RP with you. That's gonna be the best. I have one last question for you.
Yeah, of course.
I can actually ask you 17 more, but I'm gonna only ask you this one.
You can ask as many as you want. I have all day.
What is your top 3 movies that you want to sin/narrate?
Oh shit. I can't answer that question. I could pretend to think about it and then pull something out of my ass and then make it sound like that's intentional and really eloquent and thought through. I could do that. I could bullshit you, but I'm not going to.
I appreciate your transparency.
have to think about it for a while, and then I'd have to go and see if it's already been done. You know?
Right.
I don't watch a lot. Okay. I'm the only person, not maybe the only person. No, I think I'm the only person. I'm the only person on the team who genuinely doesn't like run to the theater to watch movies, or like when something comes out, I don't race to it to get like to consume the content. Yeah. I would say of the people on the team, I am the most critical and like drag me into it to watch it. Like I wouldn't watch most of what I watch if I wasn't writing something for it. So my perspective is unique even in that way, because in that way I am most like the actual character because I was like, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to be here. I don't. Okay. So
you find all the reasons to hate it.
Yeah.
It's in that mentality.
It's very nice for me. There's a couple coming up. Oh, actually, let me check the calendar super fast because I don't think it came out today, but if it did, I can tell you about something fun that I did. I mean, I'll tell you about it anyway. I just can't tell you what movie it is yet.
Okay.
Because I wrote a WildRP sin into a script.
No, you didn't.
No, I did.
You didn't.
No, I did.
That's so good. I can't wait.
There is this moment, but I just don't know if I can talk about. I have to check.
Do so.
Because I don't want to get in trouble. Right? No, I don't want to.
Don't get yourself in trouble. I'm not worth it. All right. You're getting in trouble with your job.
Dear diary, today I was fired from my dream job, but it was worth it because I made a really good new friend.
Cries into wallet.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh man, it doesn't come out until the 1st of July.
Shame.
Dang it.
Shame.
Okay.
Shameful shame.
I will share it. I'll share it with you when it comes. But there's this moment in a movie where someone whistles and their mount shows up. So how am I not going to write a WildRP like little wink in there? It's like the perfect thing.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I was like, what is this? So good too. I didn't say Red Dead Redemption 2. I said Red Dead Redemption WildRP. I still think it'll be fine because everybody should know what we're talking about. I thought about having it fixed, and then I was like,
I mean,
I don't want to
critique it or anything, and I'm not trying to, but you could just say that it's an Arthur Morgan thing. It might be more relatable. Just because of encompassing, but at the end of the day, I still appreciate the fucking goddamn stag at RP. That's great.
It'll be, it actually says WildRP. What is this, a Red Dead Redemption WildRP server thing or something like that? It's like something like that, where it's like, what is this? You can just whistle and your mount shows up. That's not, and it's in the middle of this crazy moment where there's so much going on. Like, how did this mount here a little in the middle of nowhere in the chaos, in the chaos and madness? But it's just like watching WildRP. It's just like watching everybody play, and shit hits the fan, guns are going off, and someone's like, here comes your horse.
Yep.
Hey, buddy,
and everything else.
Yeah, wouldn't happen.
It's okay, boy.
So since I couldn't answer that question, do you want to ask another one that you have loaded in your mind, or because I'm excited for your excitement?
I'm excited. I'm just so
not everybody knows what CinemaSins is, so it's exciting to talk to somebody about it.
Which is sad. I'm just going to milk all of your content all over my goddamn Discord until everybody's over there. Goddamn it! That's what a cow makes, or is that the udder?
Yeah. That was the udder.
I feel like we're milking like a Mario cow. Mario's a farmer now.
This will be the first thing ever clipped on my channel. Is that moment right there. Hi, Good Fork. It's good to see you guys. Thanks for hanging out. This is my good friend Derek.
Hello, everybody.
Super talented voice actor. How fun was that talking to Peppo? I know you said you don't do that regularly, but so just to give like a brief like background. So Derek spent time, was it 4 different sessions?
3 different sessions, I think. 3, yes.
But they were like several hours long each?
Yes, they were like 3 hours each long.
So like 9 hours, like full day, working with another RPer on Twitch to help to develop this other person. His name is Peppo. I've talked about him on Behind the Scenes podcast. You guys have heard me talk about WildRP and all that stuff, so I won't spend too much time. But anyhow, Derek was helping him to learn how to think about using his vocal cords and all the soft palette to create new sounds to try to help him with a new voice for an RP character. And so that was a lot of fun. Hey, there you go.
Yeah, production.
Now you're on the mountain.
Bam.
I want one of those so bad.
Dude, we're gonna get you a mountain. When you're on the mountain, get a little Deanie mountain.
Little Danae mountain. I need a green screen though, for real.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the best thing about green screen is the fact that you can add a sense of that layer of production value to things. Your room seems a very good size. If you can go ahead and screw up things on your ceiling, getting like a track is wonderful. That's what I got this thing on, as a track, so that I can just pull it instead of going ahead and actually getting because then you have to get two stands and then
yeah.
And then it gets way more intrusive. So that might be something to take a look at. I'll send you some links.
My fan might be here. Let me show you. I'm not going to show you.
You want to see my ceiling, Derek? My ceiling's it's so fantastic. You want to see
bodies and shit on top? It's like, oh, that's why it's not there. It's like, oh god.
Welcome to my dungeon, bitch. Good Fork says, "Hey, I can get into this for sure. I've been trying to broaden my accent arsenal for D&D."
Hey, there you go. Fuck yeah. To further elaborate on what Deanie was saying is, Peppo, we did that wonderful workshop. It's something that I've been very passionate about. I am a passion project person. I enjoy passion projects in any type of capacity, albeit that be short film or any type of art or streaming, whatever the hell it is. If I can put a little bit of myself into it, why not? And voiceover is something that is very much a misunderstood type of field to work in. And I think that a lot of people will have interest in it. They just have no idea how to approach it. So, and a lot of that comes with the fear of I don't know how to go ahead and change my voice or do this. And it's like half the people who do voiceover work don't even change their voice. They're literally just speaking clearly, naturally, and get their posture right, and they're delivering the words. But when it comes to personification,
buy this car today.
Right, exactly. Or don't.
Don't. Only if it's used.
That's how you're not getting the job. Just fucking buy this car.
God, this car fucking sucks. Just do it. But only later. No.
Excuse me, I'm going to die real quick. So, the voiceover stuff it can be very difficult to grasp. What I was trying to do was make a workshop that would give the people the skill set to be comfortable with actually creating voices for themselves, as well as understanding vocal personalization as well as vocal profile. And that was the goal with Peppo. So I threw an insane amount of information at him.
But it was so fun.
Amount of information. And I
he
hope that
did
everyone
pretty
else
good.
He did. There was at one point where he had changed his voice completely, and it's something that you have to I've heard Peppo talk so much. As soon as I hear all the inflections and all the little nuances of Peppo's voice gone, and it's something that I can completely see differently, that he's gone ahead and changed his voice.
Yeah.
And that'd be the same thing for myself. Walter Cross is, for example, I would say is the closest to my voice than any other character I play, maybe other than D-Lo, because I'm not trying to change the voice so much, as well as I'm putting an accent on it and then throwing some, throwing some inflection here and there and whatnot with his voice, because he's a salesman. So throw the salesman inflection on there and everything sounds exciting. Would you like to go ahead and enjoy it in our conversation? Because I think that you would enjoy it very thoroughly. And that was how I sold that personality. Then I was get the mustache, make him a scumbag.
It was so good. And little top hat. It's so great.
But yeah, it's awesome. So
his red suit.
The red suit. That's one of my favorite one. The red one.
It's legit. It's legit.
So good.
I think that's where I'm going to start with my voice too. Is not trying to do something elaborate. Just add in a Southern accent and then just get used to the game. Just get used to being there and get used to. Okay, how do I call my horse again? Which button is that? And also getting used to streaming with people as well. Should be interesting. I actually was going to ask you a question.
Sure. Well, here,
we can go back to. We need to go back to what you. Yeah, I'm gonna make a list. CinemaSins. I'm gonna make a list because I'm gonna get lost in this excitement. We're talking about voices. Actually, while I'm making this list, do you have any advice? For Good Fork on a quick thing that they can do to find a new accent?
Yes. So the one thing I'm going to recommend that you go ahead and try out is do voices that are inside of your country or place that you are from. So if you're from the UK, try other different UK accents. If you're in the UK and you're Ireland, try Irish, or Scottish. Try any of those. Research-wise and advice, understand that you as a human are programmed a certain way. I am a Massachusetts-born person. I, at times when I'm around other Massachusetts people, will then go ahead and pick up park the car and Harvard, yeah, Boston fucking kid, like, this is how I'm going to talk to you if I'm talking to a bunch of other kids. You are programmed to do this. It is teaching yourself how to deprogram your mouth from working the way that it does, all right? Get that mouth talent, if you would.
Mouth
Because
talent.
every single person, for example, in the U.S. language, the U.S. English, right? We only use 24 consonants and I think 14 vowel sounds. But if you go over to like Israel or other places, even in Europe, like I think Italy or Turkey, there is so much more that they use. They use up to like 48 different sounds. Look up the IPA chart. It is a wonderful tool. It is a map of the mouth. It teaches you how literally every single consonant or sound is made in the mouth so that you can further understand where accents go ahead and change. Because, for example, A-E-I-O-U in my regular accent is going to sound different in like Southern. A-E-I-O-U. If I was somebody from the UK or Britain or whatever, it'd be the same thing. You would just go ahead and just redo it. So if I was British, A-E-I-O-U is completely different. You bellend. You're not a bellend. I can't do I can't do British accents without throwing a slang word in there.
Listen, you can say fuck,
good.
but don't say that one. That's a lot.
I can say fuck.
Yeah, at least 3 times, and then I ban you.
Oh, just a hammer from behind the seat. Just annihilate. Yeah, me and you have D&D mind all day because I can imagine
All day.
like Sauron. It was not Sauron. It's Sauron from Lord of the Rings. And he's just cleaving through fucking armies. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep. And then they're just flying around. Yes.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I mean, that's one thing to go ahead and I would say check out Good Fork if I had to give you any advice. Definitely check out the IPA chart and understand how the tongue and the mouth works. Because then after that, you can then you're getting flashing back to undergrad. There you go. But it's just a beautiful science, and it's been elaborated on for years. So there's a lot of education out there for it too. But that would be my advice to go ahead and give it.
Good job. You win. You win the stream, Derek.
Here's my trophy. This is I got an old Shaw wrapper. I was gonna say flip for a second. Whip. I think
That's a very uncomfortable way to get milk out of a cow. Is this way is they don't appreciate that at all. Not that I have personal experience in that.
But you should have that.
Yeah, pretty sure.
So, let's. Would you like to talk? Let's talk RP stuff. You want to talk some RP stuff?
Yeah. Did you think of any other CinemaSins question before, or do you want to pop back to that at any point in time? You can maybe it's like in a game where you get to like use an elixir at some point, and it's like the random CinemaSins elixir, and you just like you turn it in. And you warps over to a different screen. Like I don't have the ability to do production very well, so I'll just use this random. I have this like that was paper towel.
That was a fucking sick transition, Don. It was sick.
I'm really good at this streaming thing.
My question would be for you, and this would be the last question I would have for CinemaSins, is that since you guys have so many different branches out of different things, from CinemaSins all the way to commercial sins, TV sins, when are you going to be thinking about doing video game sins?
Oh my gosh, that's actually a common question. We get that one.
There's so much out there. There's so much out there. It's endless content. Endless.
Hey, I spare no expense on this stream, Bash. I just want you to know.
Hi, Bash.
I work really hard to make sure that this is the best, most fun that you ever have. And I'm going to do my best to not compare myself to Derek. That's the trick. I can't. What?
Bash coming here. I just looked at the chat and he was like, "Oh no, not this loser, Derek." I love the support.
Yeah. Did you see Did you see this one? He waited 10 minutes to say, I just changed my chat where you have to follow me for 10 minutes before you can comment. And so Bash literally came in, followed, waited, and comment. That's love.
That is love right
That's
there.
love.
That's commitment. You know what?
You missed the transition? Here, I'll do it again.
Yeah, watch this. Watch the production value. Here it comes.
This is what you can look forward to on my streams. And then it's blurry. That's the extra.
Oh my god.
That's the extra shit right there.
What is
So
that?
music, anything that has like a short period of time, like a commercial or a TV show or something, that's easier because there's a beginning and an end to it. Whereas with video games, sometimes there's not really the beginning and an end. It's something that you can just do a lot of. It would last for a long time. So think about like a game that has an end to you, like Kingdom Hearts or something like that.
I'm gonna give you 10 right off the bat. So I'm gonna give you Kingdom Hearts. We'll just say that's one.
Okay, hold on. Okay, Kingdom Hearts.
Write it down. Write it down. Yeah, right. So we have Kingdom Hearts. Red Dead Redemption.
Which I'm about to play for the first time. Okay.
Boom, and I'm telling you, that's definitely one that you can do. Any of the GTAs, GTA 5 or GTA 4, whatever.
5, 4. Got it. Oh, yeah.
Other story-based games. You can do any of the Halo.
The Witcher.
Campaigns.
The Witcher just mentioned in chat.
You could do You can do Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Chat. Just keep on raining them off because
no, you're not wrong. But
there is a lot of narrative in between all that you would have to kind of go ahead and like rip through. But that would be you sit there and saying that I'm only doing the main quest. I'm not doing any of the side shit, but I'm just telling the story linear point from point A to point B.
Yeah, it's hard to know what to sin to because then some of it is just like your own fuck ups, right? Like, how am I going to sin that I can't make this jump? You know what I mean? So
don't do the gameplay though. It's the story that you're sinning. It would be the same thing if it was a movie, but you're just taking all the cutscenes and you're sitting through the cutscenes. It's completely different. Like I can imagine one with Arthur Morgan where it was like, I just shot all these people and whatnot, and I have all my ammo's gone, and now all my ammo is back, and I get to go ahead and shoot more, like another 35 people and whatnot. Like, what's that stuff I can go ahead and make, or whatever it is. But there's a lot of story and cinematics that happen in a lot of these games, like Mass Effect or the KOTOR series, where there's a lot of dialogue that they say shit, and it's like, what you just said was backwards as hell compared to what was just said at the beginning of the game. And I think there would be a lot of content there to go ahead and push forward. But I was just curious to see if that's ever been a thought for yourself as somebody who is a D&D gamer, an RP, or someone who plays more story-based games. I was curious to see if there was something that you could possibly grasp from or about pursuing.
I think the answer is we always want to think about things we can do. But how do we make it work? Can someone spend the time to play the game, to capture all of that stuff and be pulled off of the existing projects and stuff? But I think if we did the narrative part, that makes far more sense. I guess in my mind, I've always just assumed that it would be like watching someone stream and then you're kind of like sitting there stream, which could also be fun if it was done right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here, I'm just gonna do something really quickly. I just want to show you guys. I did make a note. I did write it down. So Bash, I just want to let you know I did write it down, and you can be really impressed with me if you want, or not, or not. You don't have to be.
Just don't give it the recognition.
It's not a bad idea. We as long as we keep doing. You're impressed. Oh. Thank you. Yeah, I think we'll have more of an ability to think expansively like that in the years to come. I really want to see us doing something with some gaming though, whether that's video games or tabletop games or something. I would love to go, but I'm really passionate. That's my Venn diagram. So I'm not the one that's passionate about movies and content. I'm passionate about games. So I'm all for figuring out a way to put a couple things in front of the guys to kind of consider of, hey, if we were to create a new channel for CinemaSins, what could it look like if it was to go in this direction? And if I've got a couple good concepts and maybe even just a couple of concept videos and stuff, I think that'll be really fun. So
I agree. I think there's endless opportunity there just because of the content that's already out there. I feel like there's so much for you to grasp from, and I think that if you did like a Skyrim or a game as big as Skyrim or a game as big as Red Dead, you're going to play through that. So you're going to be playing through 8 hours of gameplay, right? But
for my job.
Yeah, for your job, right? That's totally worth it. Get the wine open, baby girl. Get that Chardonnay going. Let go.
I love my life so much. Wouldn't it be wonderful? Oh, I just turned my light off. That was how exciting that was.
That just death slam.
I'm gonna use my transition towel to fan myself. This future where I'm playing video games as part of my job. That's fucking hot shit right there. That'd be some hot shit. That'd be amazing.
That's my OnlyFans right there. That's my OnlyFans right there.
Just playing video games.
Just playing video
games.
Isn't
that Twitch, though? Is that not Twitch?
Nah, you can do it for OnlyFans. You can do anything you want for OnlyFans. I have an ingenious idea for OnlyFans. I'll explain at the end of this.
Okay, I'm writing it down.
But I'm going to, write it down because you remind me.
OnlyFans idea.
Brilliant.
Does it involve cow udders? Cow udder.
No. Very similar to a cow udder, though.
Similar to cow udder. Oh my God, Gary's here.
Gary,
we love you so much.
I love Rona's.
The fan on the ceiling is mad that you had to use paper towel. Hey, they can work in conjunction to fan me off.
Indeed.
Maybe I need to get one of those really dramatic fans that's so popular where they go and then they float out.
Like some katana ones with like fucking knives on it and some shit.
That'd
be it right there.
I have nunchucks, so I might as well.
You have a nunchuck? I have my brother actually has it at his house. I had a three section staff at one point. Don't know why I had it, but it was pretty cool.
Mine are foam, just to be clear, so I don't hurt myself. And anyone else.
That's great. You really should start the stream off. I hate that you start the stream off with us getting Wimbledon. You should have your nunchucks in the back. I would have grabbed one of my katanas and we're fucking ready to go. But yeah, that would be my last question that I have about CinemaSins that I can think of at the top of my brain. I want to really understand like what you did, like the process of like the thought of that, like where you guys see yourself as like artists in the sense of like, are you critiquing it or are you just trolling it? Like there's a little bit of both.
It's both.
Really cool that these guys have been loving movies for as long as they have, that they're able to go ahead and just have that love and passion to analyze and calculate like everything inside of that movie, and then to rip it apart in the manner that they do is almost it's chef's kiss. It's fucking art. So
thank you. I'll pass on your adoration. I've been having a lot of fun. There's a couple sins that I've written that I consider like top of the line things that I've done, right? Like where it's like, oof, I don't know that it gets much better than that. I may have peaked, because you find some things in a movie. Ooh, pig.
Sorry, you said it.
And then you find another way to write something new, interesting. Watch The Grinch. There's a sin that I wrote in that one that took me an hour to write, and it's one of the ones that Chris. I feel like it was one of my breakthrough moments where my writing partner, which was Chris Atkinson, he was like. In my script, I wrote this sin, and it was something along the lines of like, trust me, I've looked at this scene, and this door shouldn't be here. And it was just like a really simple, kind of more like a statement thing. And he wrote to me, he said, did you actually do the supporting research for this? And I said, yeah. And he said, okay, we'll write this in for it if you want to. So an hour later, I sent him this paragraph of like, all of these different ways that prove that the exterior of this building did not match the interior of the building. And you have to write it in such a way where it's not just like, and this should go here, and this should go here, and this is supposed to be on the left, but now it is on the right. You have to like find a clever way and hear Jeremy's voice in this snarky, bullshitty way that we send things. And it's just one of my peak moments. So I would love for you to go check that one out. That's one of my favorite Sins videos of all time. You got it up? Cool.
Yeah, I got it up. I'm going to go ahead and give it a gander. That's fantastic.
Okay, cool. I do have to say, for everybody who's joining us, hello. I'm glad to have you. I'm Danae. This is Derek, but you might already know this guy. I'm we're gonna be talking about WildRP next, I think, and me joining the server and all of the things that come along with that. I'm using a program to stream today where I can't see if there's like raids or follows or anything. So apologies if I'm not quite as interactive as you might be used to on Twitch. We're just kind of having a chat. So if there's something fun that you see happening in the chat on your end and you want to tell me about it, you can write it in the comments and I'll see it over here through this program that I'm using.
And how?
And how.
And how?
And how.
So
WildRP,
Deanie. WildRP. You got you got whitelisted very, very not too long ago.
No, yeah. And then you feel like a stage mom right now. Oh, let's wave to mom. Hi, Mom. Hi. We're up here on stage.
I hope you made PB&Js.
We're having too much fun.
Can I ask why you Pee Wee Herman there for a second?
Did I? I make noises, and I don't often remember where they're coming from. Like, I don't actively think, I'm going to Pee-wee now. I think, and then I just do it.
I'm so glad you said it, because I was like, how awkward would it be if I just started off this interview being like, hey, sorry, when I'm nervous, I make animal sounds, so
sometimes I growl.
Just bear with me.
I actually have started interviews like that for myself before. Like, I just want to let you know, I make noises, and sometimes I mimic sounds. I'll hear a sound in the moment, I'll mimic it and not realize I'm not making fun of you. I am not trying to say, like, there was a friend of mine who had a lisp, and I mimicked her, and she was just like, what are you doing? And I said, I just, that is such an interesting form. Like, my mouth is having to form in this weird way. And she's just like, God, it's a good thing we're friends. And I know that you've got the heart of gold, because that's just not okay.
I think that gets a lot of people in trouble. Mimicking is something that I think people do just of how much you pay attention to somebody when they speak. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm very engaged like that too. Like, if I'm around, like I said, if I'm around people from Massachusetts too much, totally switches to that. But I'm in Georgia with my family, I'm speaking with the southern accent. I'm from this place. It's just naturally in tune, unfortunately.
I love it. It gets me into trouble, but I love it. I'm also the kind of person that if I walk out into the house and there's a vacuum running, I'll try to match pitch to the vacuum cleaner. I just am a weird duck. Do you do that? Is that the face you're making?
It's either that, or I'm that type of person that either tries to match that, or like there's a song, I'll like do my best to harmonize with it, or try to hit the pitch. Like but here's the thing, though, that the beautiful part about that, it's just you're exercising every bit about your vocal cords, and that is okay, because that's how when I'm in the shower, the acoustics in my fucking shower are great. I'm gonna make all these weird noises and whatnot.
That's right.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Why not?
I'm gonna speak whale now.
There's this artist named Paula Cole. I don't know if you've heard of her before. She was really popular in, like, I think the late 90s. And she has this song called Tiger. Okay. And in the song, at the end of the song, she makes these guttural animal noises as part of the song. The first time I heard it, I was like, I actually had my friend who's in the chat. His name is Galactic Dave. I had him listen to it, and he wrote back to me, and I think it was actually audio. I have audio clip of him reacting to the song, and he's like, I don't know how I feel right now. It's made me really uncomfortable. like I just heard something that was really personal, and maybe I shouldn't have listened in on that. But she just has this album that's just raw. It's raw lyrics, it's raw sounds. It's an artist exploring her voice. And I immediately was like, I have to sing this. I don't care if I can't. I'm going to try, just so that I know.
Yes, that confidence, man.
She's just like a seal. She's like a clubbed seal at the end. And I'm like in my room going, guys.
You had to say club seal.
Guys.
That's like one of my favorite things to go ahead and say. I'm terrible for it, too. Honestly, I'd rather go out and club a baby seal. Or just like anything of that sense.
Okay.
I can see where that could be bad. I'm like, no, it's just actually kind of hilarious that it's even a saying. So find the humor in it. I'm a terrible human being. So, we got to find
something. Aaron, this is one of the writers for CinemaSins, actually, is Aaron Dicer in the chat. You two are a blast. Danae, Derek, grab a bra if you want, but you can't contain the double Ds.
Ooh.
Oh, the titty references continue.
The titty.
We don't know.
Stop milking cows in the chat, guys. Actually,
Guys,
everyone
stop
milk cows
it.
in the chat, please.
Let's all do it together.
That's all. Get out of your system.
Yes.
So
Same.
RP. I have a question for you, just to kind of get into the whole RP scene.
Let's do it.
You do D&D. How long have you been playing D&D years-wise?
Speaking of D&D, this is somebody that I played D&D with, Chris, also from the CinemaSins universe, who says that was a strange time to open the stream. Yeah, listen, we Bash going wait. I started playing D&D when I was in my early 20s and was working as a waitress at a pizza parlor. We would get stoned and play D&D every Tuesday night for about 7 hours every Tuesday. It was amazing. We play up until like early hours. It was awesome and fun. I think that was 3.5. It was a long while back.
No, 3.5 is actually what I was
I think.
up on. I started playing D&D when I was 11, 28 now, so I started playing then 3.5 homebrews, and then pretty much 3.5 all the way up until where 5e came out, because I didn't really play 4th edition or anything else like that. So D&D has always been like definitely a house staple. My brother got me into it, and then all my other brothers got into it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. So it was like some of it was family oriented. Then we had other friends that we played with too. But the reason why I ask is how much role play was actually in the D&D sessions that you played? Like how much role play did you have between character and NPC or DM to that? Like how often was that?
The first time I played, very little, because it was mostly just like the mechanics of going to battle. So it was not RP minded. And then, of course, with the 5e rulebook, it is more character building. And I came back into Dungeons and Dragons because I came across Critical Role on YouTube 2 years ago, and then just like fell into that hole and started to watch. Then I joined Twitch to see them live. Amazon Prime subscription. Subscribe. And so I would every Thursday night I would start watching, and that's how I learned the rules, actually, by listening to them play. And then I started talking about it on my podcast forums and outlets and everything. And I was contacted by somebody who was starting a homebrew game. And so that led to me being a DM. So in the homebrew game, it was all RP. And so we stayed pretty much in character the entire time. And that was a lot of fun. And then when I started to DM, we stayed in character. My game was people who they came to play. So it was like 4 hours of just me being in all of the characters, because I was the game master or dungeon master, whatever you prefer. And so, yeah, I'm really excited to see the crossover of how that feels. I'm sure it's going to feel really similar in the WildRP world. My where I'm at right now is the character development, and I kind of am approaching it similar to how I would build one for D&D too, as well.
I think that the main difference of RP in a video game setting than RP on like around a table with friends and others is that the stories that you build almost are like 50% you and your story, and then 50% the other people's story that help your story go. And I think there's a natural organic cycle that happens with all that. Some people get it, some people grasp it, some people don't. And that's just unfortunately just how RP. You are someone who's experienced in RP. I don't doubt that you are going to be able to weave a story that's going to make sense, because you run a DM party with multiple parties, multiple stories, multiple character backstories together to physically tell that. Your interaction is 100% verbal, as well as in the action in game. So I mean, and dice rolls don't govern it. So it's like whatever you say or do is kind of your dice roll, right? Unless you're someone who's using dice to to navigate your life, and you're just fucking tossing it when every time you get down by a wolf.
I've got one here too.
Oh hey! Oh my!
No! Do we have the same one? Derek, come on! Show it to me. Come on.
My dice. You want to see my dice?
Yep.
Come here, baby girl.
Fucking Zoom kills me. Oh my god!
It's the same ones. I got when I bought these
Holy
things. I bought them
shit.
at PAX last year, dude. They came
Man.
with a die 100 that is a top.
Jeez, what?
You can't see
oh,
it because
you can't see it because it's green.
If you look, I have to turn off the fucking.
Did you guys just become best friends? I'm pretty sure you guys are witnessing a friendship bloom. Of course, I knew that we were going to be ridiculously dumb friends because, again, the very first thing that happened whenever he opened up the link is we both went with like crazy arms.
Zoom in. Do it. Not me.
I can't make it happen. Whoa, what is that? It's like a top?
Yeah, you fuck. Now you can go. Thank you.
Now,
so you can spin it, and then whatever it like lands on, like whatever it like tilts over on, is the number that it is. But it's a die 100.
No,
it's fucking incredible.
That's
and
awesome.
The time it takes when you spin it, and you feel like the Inception, and you're like,
is it gonna drop? Is it dropping? Is this?
oh my god!
Is it? That's amazing.
I'm sorry. I just
No, that's okay.
As soon as I saw that you had the
that was
same dice
important.
made, that's crazy.
That's important.
It is very important. So yeah. So I getting back to what we were talking about. I think that you're going to govern through the RP greatly. My question is for you is your character. Do you kind of have something that you already have set? I know that we can talk about voice later on. I'm just more or less curious on.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Donald Duck for my voice, just the whole time. But I can't actually speak Donald Duck. I can only just that's all I can do. I'll be kicked out real quick.
Yeah, that's gonna be it right there. You're gonna get in
there.
Yeah, you gotta go. Sorry.
The devs will be in my chat, be like, "Wow, the hell did we just do?"
Head shaking.
I want. So one of the things I'm currently doing, besides just getting my computer ready and like making sure I have a good internet connection, so like streaming like this seems to work pretty well, but I'm on Wi-Fi and I just want to have a solid connection if I'm going to go into a big game. So did you just do that on purpose?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god! I am talking about my internet crashing out, and now you appear frozen, sir.
Hold on, it's on my side. It's not you.
My god! I cursed us.
It's not you.
But you look really contemplative. Like, hold on a second. I'm gonna take a screenshot. Hold on. I'm gonna try to. Okay, I think I got it.
Try to do the. Try to do
I got a good screenshot. I'm gonna save it. It'll be in memory of our first stream ever when we became best friends. I did pretty good.
Oh, OBS.
I did pretty good.
Just does not work at all. We're just crashing. Is that what we're doing? All right. Thank you for coming on, OBS.
If you have to restart, the link back here would work. So if you need to restart, you can always just click that same link and I can add you back in here. Yeah, he definitely broke. And we love you too. How are you? How is chat? If you guys have questions about any of the thousands of things that we're just talking, this is not a formal interview. I said it at the beginning. I'm going to say it again. It needs to be restated. No plan. It's literally just Derek and Danae meeting for the first time. That's right. I'm fine. Will you be on WildRP tonight? Me? I don't know if I am because I don't have that connection just yet, like the internet connection. And I also want to play just Red Dead Redemption a little bit first before I jump into the server. What about you, dear? Are you going on to play tonight?
I will probably not be on tonight, but I get out of prison tomorrow.
How has it been on the island of Misfit Toys?
Yeah, I'm just it's just lonely. It's a lonely place.
Is it?
Lonely place with lonely times. Yeah, I will like people kind of come in and out, but like not many people have like come and like stayed. I think I'm really in prison long as I have. I have the longest stint right now.
Are you winning like awards for longest in?
It's gonna look really green. Yes,
did you win the award for longest time in prison ever?
No, I didn't. I think there's some other people that have easily beaten me. I mean, I'm up there. I mean, I killed a lot of fucking people, and then
yeah, but you only got caught for 2, right?
For 2.
Yeah. I watched that stream. Okay,
Did ya?
let's talk about this before we talk about my character, because I need to talk about how I am struggling. I love watching you and others RP. I've been finding all the RPers and like going in. I've gone onto the Discord where people kind of like post their streams to find new people, and there's like a website you can go to and you can see who's streaming, and there's all this stuff. So I've just been kind of clicking in and finding new RPers to enjoy. And I realized I really should stop doing that because if I'm going to play this game straight, genuine, not having to keep stuff out of my brain and I'm going to have to not watch my soap operas anymore.
Yeah, I think that's and that's a gift and a curse, unfortunately. I love watching other people's perspectives because it's always very interesting to see what's happening in the mind of the character. But yeah, you're going to have to reassess the entirety of your life.
Because I watched that scene and that was fucking awesome. Wasn't it?
Thank you. It was
Wasn't
a lot of
it?
fun. It was a lot of fun to go ahead.
Okay.
And talking about right in
Yeah,
Walter's house.
right and Walter
So
in the swamp. If you were watching, you know what I'm talking about. Hey, Colleen, I missed you earlier. It's good to see you. I
way
can't
to
speak for
spell
all of
Colleen.
chat, but personally, I'm very confused. Chris, this is my friend Derek. He is a WildRP role player and a voice actor, and someone that I've met on Twitch, and we're like hanging out and talking about all the things that Venn diagram us together.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I had a wonderful interest in CinemaSins and whatnot, and what you guys do over there. I'm an avid subscriber, avid watcher. I
Avid.
enjoy the shit out of your content. So I was just very much gauging on the sense
We had
of just
we had to talk about it.
direction and everything.
And I vibe on Derek and like all of the other people. So it's a perfect time because I'm going to be role playing on the Red Dead Redemption 2 server called WildRP, which is a private server.
It's the same server I'm on.
don't
and I can't
know.
wait to run into your characters.
Does that help clear things up for you there, buddy? I don't know if it did, but we'll
I hope
see.
it does.
Maybe it. But his character is currently in jail, in prison. And in this game, you are literally taken to this island where there's this
Penitentiary.
whole massive penitentiary, and you have to stay there until
Yeah.
you serve your time. And it is real time. So like Derek logging into the game, he has to actually log into the game and just stay in one place while his character is in prison, which can be a little bit of a stretch.
It can be. RP by yourself is not necessarily the most rewarding RP for yourself, but if I stream every time that I'm live and or I'm in RP, Wild RP, and that right there, it's hard to go ahead and give content and whatnot when you're just doing prison RP, but it's very rewarding when you have other prisoners that are there. And I think it's a culture that they're still building towards on the server, is having prison culture. Like there's two guys that get on as guards and they act like complete dickbags to all the prisoners. It's great.
Really?
I have yet to run into them, but they ran into a few of the others that I've watched on the stream, and it's awesome how they just heckle the hell out of people. It's great.
Oh my God.
But having just good prison RP is great because I think that it's a lot of fun because that culture is not really explored, and that RP isn't really explored in the Red Dead universe, in Red M and
Right.
5M and GTA. Like it's a whole culture, like getting out of prison, breaking out of prison, or whatever the hell it is. Like there's so much culture that goes into that, and it's really fun to be able to kind of be a part of what kind of creates the RP around prison. So it's been a blast.
Yeah, you're going to get out of prison tomorrow, but you've been in there for a hot minute. I was
12
watching Cedricin, maybe? I don't know if I said that
Mr.
right.
Sid, yep, Mr. Cricken.
Is his character lawman?
Yes, Deputy
Okay.
Swan.
Yes. Okay, so Deputy Swan went out to the island one time, and you were not actually streaming. And so I didn't realize, I mean, of course you're going to have to log in to serve your time so that you don't have to do it with a live audience for all the time, of course.
Yeah, no doubt.
But he like was walking down into the jail, and there's Cross, your character, like laid out, being tended to by some doctors, I believe, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
two doctors.
So I'm realizing that how like the fun that I'm having in seeing live action players, it like the random interactions you guys have going, oh my God, oh, okay, what's he doing? And I can't go watch his stream, but what, go back, go back over there. I want to hear that. You know, like I probably need to just ease up a bit because
Yeah, so that's exactly what I was going to recommend to you.
Yeah.
There's not many people in the RP world. I can say that was bad about it like my first like month until I realized like that's like part of the culture that you can't do this shit. So it is bracketing information. If you're good at bracketing information, you'll be good. You can watch other people's things and whatnot and go from there. But the thing is, though, is that information is floating around in your head.
yeah,
Perspective is floating around in your head. You have to literally tell yourself, and this is like I guess it helps out because I had the acting face and whatnot.
Yeah.
You put on a role, you play this role. This is your role. You don't know nothing else around this and whatnot. Metagaming is a sin. Fuck up. You know, you go for it. Metagaming is a sin.
It's a sin.
So no fucking do it. But I would recommend it for someone who's first getting into the server. Do
Yep.
not watch. If you're or somebody who avidly watches, do not watch because I can tell you this much as somebody who's been playing on the server for a year. I have had meta happen to me that has ruined storylines as well
Yeah.
as ruined RP because of the fact that someone just thought that it was the right move to make because of all the other perspectives that they were getting into. It was feeding into their emotions for their character or the other characters or whatever it is because you get to see them and during that perspective and it changes the entire game. And that's just one of those things where it's
Yep.
depending on you. I'm going to
Well,
recommend don't.
As a
Don't watch.
DM, you know, I have to keep on all these different hats anyway. And it doesn't quote unquote ruin the game because your job in Dungeons and Dragons as a game master is to provide the game space for the players. But
Right.
when I'm a player, I don't want to know what anyone else is doing because it makes it so much more interesting to make decisions. Like if I'm at a tabletop game and I'm playing D&D and someone beside me says, I think I'm going to run across the room and do XYZ. What are you going to do? It's like, oh, don't say that because then now I know what you're going to do.
Yeah, exactly. You haven't even rolled yet. So it's like, well, why would I ever tell you what the hell I'm going to do anyway? So
Yeah,
have
there's
fun.
something about that pure interaction that I have naturally had to watch less and less RP the past few weeks because my job got super busy. So it's kind of the perfect time where I really haven't been able to see anyone. Like Walter's in jail and Peppo's not streaming as much. And, you know, like even some of the ones that I very first saw, there's just been this kind of like peeling back a little bit of the RP time. So it's just the perfect time to not re-engage. But I think that's going to be one of the first struggles I have. The other one I think will be a little bit of the backstory because I haven't done a ton of research. I don't know that I have to, but just my mentality, like what I want to do is think more about where my character comes from, what life was like in the 1900s. Those of you who are watching and don't know, Red Dead Redemption is set in that time frame. So it's like Wild West style. So, you know, you can't roll up with a character that's got, you know, a hot rod car. They don't, you know, they don't exist.
Look at my horse. Hot rod. I got my Ford F-150.
So the background of who this person is and where they're coming from and what's their motivation for being there is really interesting. The things that I'm thinking about are more like, what would my character do to need to interact with other people? You know, I don't know that I want to make a really reclusive person because that would be the fun of interacting would then shift. Like maybe like a second character or something could be someone that would be more dynamically difficult in that way. But whomever I end up stepping into, I think would need to have a purpose for talking to people, for going up and saying hello or asking a question. So I think about things like that almost more than I'm starting with like, okay, she was born this year. It was very hot that day. You know, like I'm not quite going into the nitty gritty of that stuff just yet. So, because I think it's fun. It's fun to have a reason to talk to people.
Backstory, I think, is always important context for any character build, period.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have too much for Walter when I first brought him out there, other than the fact that he was a salesman who had just a really bad, failed sales experience, literally had his wagon and everything else destroyed. He was on his last suit coming into town, and on his first day, he sold a worm for $23.
What?
All right, like, yeah, so like that was the narrative I had to play, was I was a failing salesman. And then it's kind of cool that I can say I'm a failing salesman, and now I was a businessman, and now I'm a failed
Like a
businessman.
crime lord.
And yeah, a crime lord, right? And now I get to go ahead and just be a crime lord, guys. It's gonna be very interesting. But I think with your characters, you're on the right track. I think having a backstory is great. I think that completely up to you. If you wanted to have a backstory that makes you more recluse, that could give you more RP for the people that have to pry into you to get to know more of you. So there's kind of there's definitely a push and pull for sure. You having a reason to be in the crossing is utterly important. I highly recommend that putting that in your story, because you being in the crossing, being at that place, and you can say you're from the United States somewhere else, like with Shuge. When I first played my Native American character, he was far up north. I actually based him off of my tribe's people. So then I'd say that his story brought him all the way down south, where then he was people in Saints Crossing.
Right.
So,
I've got a couple of those things down. Like, I know why she would be there, and I know why she would talk to people. So those are good. And then, like, as far as voice and things like that, like I said, I'm just going to do a Danae with an accent for my first one. There's probably not a reason for me to do anything more complicated than that.
Well, hey, there's a lot you can do. You have 6 or 5 character slots.
I know.
So you got a lot to go ahead and choose from. I still haven't really gotten into my Joker inspired character, which
I know I saw you reveal that.
Yeah, Gerald Fountain, aka Gerald Fontaine. He's fancy. Yes, it's been very interesting playing him, because I'm still trying to develop his voice, because I don't want to go I don't want to go full Mark Hamill, but I mean at the exact same time, there's something about his mood switch that is just so goddamn good, and I'm just trying to figure out exactly where I want that voice to be, because I want him to be kind of chaotic evil, but not in that sense. But when the time comes, I'll reveal him, and I hope I'll have his storyline straight. But first, I gotta kill Walter. But that's poison to the ears.
Let my character do it. I'm kidding.
Just comes out. I don't like this mustache guy.
You know what? I'm new here. Bang. Hi, I'm new here.
Oh God!
I was gonna ask you.
Oh my God! Like I'm new here. And like I went to the store and all they had was apples.
Oh my God! Your mustache is like pokey and stuff. Maybe I should I don't know, kill you. No,
I'll eat that shit up.
No murder hoboing is allowed, people.
Oh my God.
You have to talk about it. That's another thing that I'm interested in too, is like the behind the scenes stuff. So having watched you guys play, there's certain things that I'll pick up on. You mentioned one thing about the stories and being able to give and take. So you're in the game and you're in your character, but then you're also talking to a live audience and kind of sharing what you're doing. And so I'll hear our peers say things like, this will be, I'm going to go do this because it will make a really interesting RP. Or I watched one person one time like leave clues, and they're like, how many clues should I leave? What else should I do? Because I want to make sure it's fun for them. Everyone has that vibe of, is this fun for the other people? And I really like that too. So it's given me an expectation, like watching different RPers, everybody saying the same things of just looking out for each other and trying. It's not about Danae playing, it's about Danae and others. And so sometimes what you think is going to happen takes a backseat because something else happens. And how much fun is that? Which I'm excited to flow with, because that's D&D. So that's not going to be, for me, I don't think that'll be a problem, but I wanted to touch back on that because that's the heart of the server. But there are other things that you do on the server that I haven't experienced yet, which is like the importance of messaging back and forth when important scenes happen. I can hear in the moment with Wright and Cross, like I can hear you guys typing to each other, like just to make sure, right, that, hey, are we good here? Is what I'm assuming happens. Like, what do you want to have happen here? And there's like a care that goes into when an RP could go deeper or more serious or whatever. There's like a conversation that happens behind the scenes. And that's the other part of the game that I'm not nervous about, but just aware that's a whole other living beast, is the Discord being a really important part of RPing.
No doubt. I think to pull the curtain back a little bit on that, I think the word is consideration. At the end of the day, and all the people's RP, but storytelling, but also their person too. There's a person behind that person playing that person, right? I'm a dude playing another dude. So it's more
inside of a turducken.
I make one of those every single year, by the way, for Thanksgiving.
Do you?
Fun fact. Yeah, I streamed it last year. It was the most disgusting thing ever because I turned the microphone like all the way up, and it was just like the sound of meat, just like.
Oh,
it was just
God.
dreadful. It was dreadful.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was so good. Yeah, if you find that stream, please let me know. It's disgusting. So anyway, distractions.
It's good shit. This is the good shit.
Consideration is definitely where it's at. What you were hearing was definitely me and right typing, because something that I had learned in RP is that there is people may not be comfortable with everything. You know, right stabbed me in the back, he beat me senseless and whatnot. What if I have PTSD of getting mugged?
Mm-hmm.
You see, all that shit can go ahead and play into it, and I wouldn't feel comfortable that could ruin the scene, ruin everything else in it. Now, understanding I am a dangerously dark person in my humor as well as in certain realities, I really do enjoy kind of exploring everything, because I know what I'm a very conscious person. I know what bothers me, I know what triggers me, I know what does here and there, but I'm also very reasonable. So when it comes to RP, like for example, Walter's a very brutal person. If I'm going to go kill somebody and whatnot, I have to message them like, hey, listen, do you want a perma from this? And if they say yes, and then I have free, and then I'd be like, do I have free range to do what I want? Did I get another yes? It's 2 green lights. I can now fuck this person up in any way, shape, or form that I want to.
Right.
Go right from there. But there's other people that will go ahead and, like, for example, I just got a message recently. And this is prior to Walter even getting out. They were like, hey, just to let you know, this is the stuff that I'm comfortable with, this stuff that I'm not. I'm like, well, what are you fucking planning on doing? I'm like, what the fuck? I was I'm like, okay, but wait, listen, that's where it's gonna go. That's where it's gonna go. But I that initiation is always important. I personally, like when I first looked into RP, I appreciate more of the organic RP than anything else. So like, I would almost rather not tell me that you're gonna go ahead and shoot me, and I'll make that decision. I'll make the decision to kill myself or not kill myself, because to me, I am scene orientated for my RP. If the scene is great, I'll die.
Did you think about it? Can I ask?
Yeah.
Did you think about it?
I told Wright that when we were typing, I was like, fucking kill me, do it now. Like, it was perfect. Like, cause I was like, if he had shot and killed me, taken the information that he got, went with it and whatnot, Walter Cross would have never been able to tell his story. But instead, he kept me alive. And that was the biggest mistake that he fucking did. Because after that, I prayed.
He gonna die.
There was nothing better.
No.
I did worse than kill him. I did worse. Walter's only way of winning was because of the fact that he was upset that Wright had stabbed him in the back, had gone past the badge, and his oath had gone way past that. You don't deserve that badge. Walter Cross has said it thousands of times. He respects the badge, but he does not respect everybody else who wears it, because of some people that spit on that. Wright spit on it. So he gave Walter more reason to live. So then Walter, in prison, planted that seed to Swan, and you watch the scene, like literally I'm in bed like, you bastard. He fucking stabbed me, blah, 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 and it was sold so well to somebody who I know would have gone to the marshal. Why? Because the man, I shot his wife or his girlfriend in the back of the head like 14 times, and he didn't come after me.
Swan?
Swan. Yeah, Swan is dating Wasichu. I shot the fuck out of Wasichu on that mountain.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well.
And yeah, you did. No, I watched that scene. That was intense.
Yeah, it was pretty camping. It was intense.
That was crazy.
It was nuts.
That was awesome. There's been some really cool stuff. Like,
yeah,
it's so intense and so crazy. And you guys are talking back and forth, with each other about what you want to do, which I love, and it's important. But yeah, each person would be different. And I guess you just you would get used to it. Although, I mean, do you find that there's so many more people joining the server, it's hard to know who people are anymore? Or do you just, everybody pretty much at this point?
No. There's when I was talking, the last time I talked to staff that does like interviews, they get like 15 people they interview every single day. And they usually let in like 7 people, usually seven of staff, 4 people, something
That's
like that.
That's my dog. He wants to say hi.
Hey, how you doing? Let me get my beagle in here. Have a conversation.
Hey, whoa. You want to kill me? I'll fucking kill you.
Yo, fuck, yo. He's gonna attack you the jugular. He's attacking you jugular.
I'll fuck you up.
Do we go
I'll
get
fuck you up.
puppies? I might have to go get my puppy.
Guys, look at this beard. Look at this guy's mustache.
Look at that stash.
He's like,
bitch.
What, do you want me to take you down? This is my cold death stare. I'll murder you.
Look at the
I'll murder
mug.
you. I'm shaking him a little bit like, oh, don't make me do it. I'll get my gun.
Your dog is just the Sheriff Timers of the the WildRP universe.
That's right.
Goddamn old sheriff dog.
Yeah, he looks like an ancient old wizard.
I can
He is
appreciate
not.
that.
He is not. He's a puppy, still kind of.
So good.
Not even 2 years old.
Oh, really? It's a big dog, big puppy. It's a big old dog.
He's a sweetie. Anyway, we were talking about saving the world in RP server.
Saving the world.
We were talking about the importance that what we're doing is changing lives. And actually, do you think about that? Like that your storytelling is like bringing people joy. Do you think about that?
Do I think about that?
That popped into my head. I know I'm bunny trailing here.
No, that's actually a really good question. I mean, when I make content on my channel, I don't think of myself as a top tier anything. I'm an entertainer. At the end of the day, I like to put smiles on people's faces and better their days in any capacity. If I can go ahead and get that satisfaction every single day, as long as that I have been there for somebody in a time of need, or just feedback or conversation, or just take up their distraction, anything of that sort, it's a win. So if I'm bringing you joy, hell yeah, that brings me joy. I love that. I love hearing that it brings you joy. I mean, that's great. Who doesn't love getting feedback?
Yeah.
I don't make. I mean, it would be stupid for me not to say like I don't make stream content just because I do it for you. I do it for myself too. I love creating content. It's a big passion for myself to be able to entertain and have a platform to talk to people, especially during the pandemic and everything else too, and even prior to that as well. But I definitely get a certain enjoyment from creating the content. But I love the fact that it brings people joy. I mean, if I can do something for you, then give you another story to go ahead and care about, then I've done my job. And
That's cool.
I'm glad that storytelling wise that I'm decent enough at that to be able to go ahead and give people that satisfaction of being like, oh my God, that was a great story from point A to point B. I can't wait to see what the next chapter is and continue to push.
Yeah. How does it feel to know that one of the reasons I don't want to RP is so that I can keep watching your story?
Yeah, that's
God.
That's fucked.
I
feel like I'm disabling you, and I don't like that.
Hey guys, I just want to say thanks for letting me in, but I say no, I can't. I have to watch the streamers.
She just gets the picket fence, just picket lines and everything. That's not a
I'm
picket fence.
gonna have to ask Driver to just send me all the notes. Like after you kill Walter someday, be like, okay, can you just send me how it went? Because I just want to know.
Some pinpoints.
Yeah, give me the bullet points. Driver blows my mind. Driver and others who like watch all of it and kind of know all these different intricacies. It's amazing. Yeah. I know you're not going to meta me. I'm talking about after. After
you can meta her, yes.
Right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Let me know all of her secrets.
I'll have to make it make sense somehow. Somehow I would know all of these things about this person.
I've been in the crossing since I was one.
Oh, it turns out
92.
I'm actually a 60-year-old woman. I've been here the whole time.
Oh my! Oh my God. But yeah, as a streamer and a content creator, I think that's some of the best things. That probably would be the best thing for yourself is like when people really see your content and really just kind of give you that feedback, that positive feedback. But knowing that they are enjoying it as much as you enjoy creating it, I think is a full circle collateral or transaction, or whatever have you. But yeah.
Yeah, I got to be careful not to like, because I love production. I talked to Peppo about this too. And Driver helps with this also with people like putting together like the previously on segments, and then they'll like fade into black, and then the music starts, and then like it's like holy shit, this is like a TV show. Right. How fun is that theatrics? It's live theatrics that people are creating. I have to be really careful not to think that I have to start there.
Yeah, no, you don't. And I think that's the same mentality that if anybody who is starting up streaming or in any capacity of doing anything, you don't need the top tier shit to be good at what you do or to practice what you do. Get out there. The best thing you can do is put yourself out there. As soon as you put yourself out there, then after that, you can then worry about consistency and then the production of everything else too. I know that like with Walter, I haven't done it as much because there's no real like mental thing to really explore with him as of yet because he is a consciously crazy person. Where with Shuge, on the other hand, had PTSD from the war. Like I actually was able to go ahead and create PTSD flashbacks of everything that happened with him in the war. And like I went into like the PT encampment, the reservation up north, and then went up there and shot the entire encampment. But like as with Shuge, because like his backstory is like wicked fucking dark. But that PTSD was really pushing his story forth.
Wow.
And just having that type of scene be able to play out, and like have him wake up from a dream and like go from like K to like standing up wicked quick and whatnot was just like always a crazy jolt. And the nightmares were like, I made it really scary. Like I was like, what's like the worst way that I can go ahead and show this guy's nightmare? I'll have to go ahead and send you one because I don't think I could display it here and it shows sound
Right.
on this. But I'll have to go ahead and send it to you because it's awesome.
Yeah, send it to me.
But it definitely added some layers to storytelling. But yeah, get yourself out there first for sure. You know,
Yep.
do what's comfortable.
Yep.
At the end of the day.
The most important decisions will be what hair color, you know, what clothes. It's really important.
Beat Red Dead, by the way, first. I'm going to recommend, I know that you said you're getting it, you're playing it. You need to go ahead and beat Red Dead first so you can familiarize yourselves with the map as well as like, the environment. I think it's also really fun, too, that you can actually get, for example, Walter Cross is 50% inspired by one of the characters inside of Red Dead Redemption.
Okay. I love that. And I think that'll be good world immersion as well. You know, just kind of like, even if it's not something where I have to kind of relearn some of the keys and stuff, I'm not worried about that. That stuff will come to me. And it'll get me into the habit of streaming, which is also another part of it is streaming and, you know, the multitasking of being in a moment and having a live audience. I mean, I do podcasting where we do a show and there's a live audience. And I will do more of that hopefully as time goes on, but with it all kind of clicking together, it'll be nice. That's good advice. Any other advice? Like where, when you first, like your first time to enter into the game, I know character based would be an important thing. Like what would your character do? And I understand that, but is there something that you would recommend? First time playing, first time jumping in.
First time jumping in, play it comfortably. Don't do anything you're uncomfortable with. That's the first thing. Make sure that you are doing like a voice or whatever it is. Take your time developing the character because I mean, like I have characters I have made. I just need to go ahead and develop everything else around that too. So I would say definitely take your time with things. When you're first jumping in, go out and do things that would be for your survival. Go out and hunt. Go out and go to the bar. Go out and go to different towns. Go to 1 or 2 towns or whatever. In any RP setting, the best thing you can do is surround yourself with people who are in the server. Like find somebody and be like, "Hi, my name is this." You find a common ground. Blah blah blah. Oh, what do you do? What do you do? Ask questions and like never. And biggest advice here, and this goes for anything in life, honestly, at the end of the day, don't ask open-ended questions. Don't ask yes or no questions. You gauge the person's character so that they feel like they need to go ahead and further elaborate on themselves or the subject matter so that you can grab from that and then react from that. That's
I like that.
That's a
oh
sales
my gosh,
tactic.
that's going to be, that'll be good. Like instead of being like, do you like blue? Like ask
What's your favorite
questions.
color?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think working at Best Buy, I worked at Best Buy for like 5 years, and working over there, it taught me how to be more approachable as a human, because and as well as also teach me a lot of the flaws of humanity, which was a lot of fun. But when you are talking with somebody and you are asking them yes or no questions, you're not gauging their mind. If you go ahead and if I come up to you and I say, "Hey, I really like your shoes there, Deanie. Those are some really fucking sweet shoes. Where'd you get those shoes?"
Right.
You would then say, "I got them here, blah, blah. Oh, awesome. I shop there as well and do this, blah, blah." But we just open up a whole new conversation to all new things. Now I can ask you, what's your living room size and how big of a TV do you want? You know,
yes. What's your living room size? How do I break into your house? Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
A lot of people were scared like that. They're like, "I need a home security system." Like, yes, you do. Let me just attach that onto that set. But yeah, I would definitely, I think that was some of the best advice I ever got when it comes to human interaction, but as well as also worked in RP. And
that's good too. Yeah, I think that's good because, you know, you do want to find reasons to engage in conversation. And there's so many pre-existing storylines when you enter into the world. So if you don't ask engaging conversations, how else would you be getting into those stories is one of the things I think about. So, which is why I really have spent most of my time in character creation has been spent. Why would she approach someone and what would she say? And that's like where I am trying to get most comfortable. So I'll keep you updated on it. And hopefully I'll get to see you in game. I mean, maybe someday. And I'll try not to, I'll try not to do that thing where I see your Joker character and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna die.
I'm gonna skin you.
I don't want to be gutted. No. I'll do a good job. I'll do a good job of compartmentalizing. My DM brain will kick in and it'll be a lot of fun. And I like
kick ass.
Oh, thanks. I'm excited about it, mostly because I want to have an outlet that's just fun for me to do with people. Like not just the audience, but passionate people. I love being around passionate people. You've actually mentioned it a couple times. And when you play with people, whether it's music or it's like a game, and there's a genuine passion for it, it's like there's just nothing like it. But I have not done that in a world where there's no game storyline. I have RP'd in gaming, like World of Warcraft, for example, where there's like missions to go on and complete and XP, and then you're leveling up. So that's where I'm used to going. This like totally unhinged storylines galore world. I'm so excited because it feels like it's just next evolution of an expression of something I love to do, which is character creation and playfulness and silliness, but then also the role play part of it. So I'm going to try to just capture the stuff that comes easily to me, put it into a character, get in there and see how it goes.
And I think you have the perfect
kill Walter Cross.
Yeah. I think you have the perfect mentality for being a DM, because I think the one thing that
it helps, I think.
Being a great role player on top of being a great DM is that you are your own quest giver.
Yep.
You need to have that same mentality getting into that as well. It's like, I need to know that I can come into town and be like, I'm going to go hunting and whatnot, or I need to go grab this. Or maybe it's like, I'm really craving an orange. Do you know where I can get some oranges around here? And someone's like, oh, there's orange grove that's over here by Saint Denis. I don't know where Saint Denis is.
Yep.
Show me?
Yep. You're talking about her first day out. That's like, genuinely, it's going to be asking for help, because I plan on having someone who doesn't know how to survive in the wild very well, and she has to learn. So that's kind of awesome. Like, because then there's a whole bunch of reasons to ask questions.
Get a whole faction of people who can go ahead and associate.
Never shot a gun before. She's going to have to find someone to help, like that kind of stuff, which will also help take her around in the world itself, because I won't necessarily know where all the shops are, things like that. I'm sure if I play the game, it'll become more obvious, but just that kind of a thing. So, you're kind of touching on what I'm already doing, which is good. Yeah. I'm on to something here.
No doubt. Not to mention, you already win tenfold with the fucking microphone quality, so that's beautiful. Yeah, thank God for you.
Broadcaster.
There's some people that just don't. It's like, guys, like, just stop using headset mic to RP. It just is not. It's not quality.
I just wanted you to know that there's a snake in my boot.
There's a what in your
There's
what?
I wanted you to know there's a snake in my boot.
Am I giving you nightmares?
You are giving me nightmares. It's just so bad. Sometimes it's just so bad. It's like, how did you make it through the interview process? I'm not even supposed to talk about just like wild. It's like, otherwise, it's like they gauge you on this. You got to have good mic quality.
Is this something to report, or is this something to keep to myself? I don't know.
Keep yourself and then whine about it until the staff knows about it. They'll know about it. They have to know about it. Come on, at the end of the day,
the staff are in every one of our chats.
They are. They're probably in this one right now.
Oh my God!
They're watching me while I pee.
Oh my God. Well, is there anything else that we've talked about? I think we've hit all of our topics. Yeah, we did it. Our bingo card is full. We talked about children pooping, even though very briefly. We talked about CinemaSins, voice acting.
Yes.
WildRP.
Yes.
Kind of singing. We kind of. And a couple, we vacuum clean singing.
We did vacuum clean singing. So I'm curious. You said singing, so let's just talk about that for a second. Singing. What do you like to sing?
Oh, I love singing stuff.
Hey, shoot.
Do you know the stuff in the other people? I like to sing songs sometimes in the shower. I'm gear. Okay. I watch this stream. There's a guy who does like pottery, and at the end of every stream, he gets out his didgeridoo. And it's beautiful. And he has this like really deep voice as well. And so he just gets into this rhythm. And I asked him one time, so do you just love the didgeridoo? He's like, I would not practice if I didn't do it at the end of stream. I made it something I do at the end of every stream so that I do it. I'm like, that's really smart.
That's so smart. What an ingenious way to gauge the stream and yourself.
I know. And so I stopped playing guitar like 8 years ago. And so I opened up my guitar a few days ago and I plugged her in just to see if she worked. She does. And then I went and had her like looked at and stuff. So I'm thinking about just pulling it out. And then I have like my old songbook down there of just music I used to play, like Jewel, stuff like that. So my plan is, okay, I'm just going to practice in front of people. And it's not going to be great because I'm practicing. But I just need to relearn how to play guitar, rebuild my calluses, and kind of build up my my voice again. It's been a long time since I've just like sang. So yeah, but I'll probably start with stuff that I love. Like Jewel, I used to sing her all the time. So that'll come really easily to me. Again, the idea is just start off with what is easy. And then I'll build up to some of the complex stuff I used to play. You know, like the F sharp minors and C sharp whatevers. Where you're
I'd
doing
play guitar. I was a piano guy myself. I got the long fingers for piano, so that was a lot of fun.
Who will save your soul? Yeah.
4 years though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
Who will save your
singing,
soul? 100%.
Singing is a wonderful outlet. I've always loved singing, even though I've never put myself on a pedestal like, oh my God, you're the best at it. It's just that I at least know how to.
I hold
deliver.
a tune. Do you hold a tune? I hold a tune as well.
Yeah,
Are you
exactly.
Dean Summerwindish?
I wouldn't put myself on Dean Summerwindish because the one thing that's different from Dean Summerwind and myself is that he's an artist. He understands where he lies in his genre and where he is, and he's fucking good at what he does. I, on the other hand, am a mimicker who I can listen to a song like from System of a Down and sing like Surge, or I can go ahead and sing like fucking Seal from,
Kissed by a Rose. Did you hear that? I was mimicked it so well.
I know, right?
I've been kissed by a rose on the gray.
What are you, Betty White singing the song? Fucking Christ.
This is why people will watch. Because it's just so good.
It's just so good. But that's awesome that you've been aspired to play music and to sing. I as somebody who has wanted to discover the artist in my own self, to be like, I can sing this music and then feel comfortable singing it. It's so hard. I'm not classically trained or anything else like that.
Me either.
I have been singing on a Native American drum for 15 years, and that is dangerously equivalent to what the practice of like an opera singer would be, or someone who was in choir. So it's a lot of diaphragm singing. It's pretty much
I have a diaphragm in here somewhere. I really need to find it.
Yeah,
it's an important.
My dad bod. Bad.
Yeah, I got me in one of them mom bods.
Yeah, I got me a front tire.
Got me a little tie. So good, so good.
Well, it's whatever.
Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna start singing? What do you think?
I would love to.
You sang a couple. Was it last stream or something with your Native American character after he killed a buffalo?
I did murder a buffalo, and then I did sing to it. Yeah, usually that's the usual go-to with Pachuca, sing to the corpse. So I guess my question is for you is, do you want to learn how to sing in 30 days?
Yeah.
You down to challenge yourself?
I don't know what that means, but I'm interested. What's going on? What is this like? Do you have to do like fucking wall sits and shit?
No, for singing, wall sit your lungs. Sit on them shits.
So the idea here is that you breathe confidently while your body is yelling at you to get away from the wall. Go.
Fuck, what a terrible two things we put together.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So I have been rigorously doing research as well as been doing voiceover stuff. Like I discovered the voiceover stuff and all that other research all over again, and then I started doing research on singing, then seeing where things could work. I have structurally put out a 30-day like curriculum of like every week challenging yourself for something and then applying it at the last week. So you're literally practicing singing every day for 2 hours out of the day.
2 hours?
Yeah, it's 2 hours out of the day. It's 1 hour. It's 1 hour of learning and then 1 hour of applying. And then after
what are you talking about?
I'm talking about learning how to sing. 2 hours. 2 hours every single day. But here's the cool part, right? Is that the way that you would hold yourself accountable is you would have to record it. So you sit right here in front of your camera.
2 hours.
Then watch the videos that you need to watch, take in everything, and then vocal range, and then practicing your note stretches and warm-ups and all that shit, and then wait until you get to the end and then hear yourself from day 1 to day 30 and see how you improved. Here's
day 1. Ah! Here's day 30. You have nothing left. There's no voice. You're just raw.
Yeah, no doubt.
2 hours. Jeez.
2 hours. It's not bad. Think about it. If you can RP and do D&D for 7+, you can go
every day though. See, that's the thing is I can't stream every day.
You don't have to stream it. You don't have to.
No. I mean, I don't have time every day to stream. So it'd be like, so I have my job and then my kid gets home and then it's like kid time, right? And then there's like a couple days out of the week where I carve out time to do something for myself. it's been Dungeons and Dragons, and that's on hold. So then I'm like, I'm gonna fill that time slot with WildRP. I'm gonna do something fun. So that's kind of like where I'm gonna start and see how this goes. I'm gonna want to play every day. So I guess like 2 hours a day just seems like, where would I put that? Does that mean? Well, oh my God, are you gonna suggest I get up earlier? Oh,
and that might be one
Derek.
Increase the hours of your day. Hey, I've had to do it. All right, it's not fun. I pain with me, all right? At the end of the day, we bleed together. Right? But the one thing that I can go ahead and resonate with is kid time. So this is what I go ahead and do with you. You got a kid, right? Sing to your kid for an hour.
Okay.
You can literally take the hour of you doing warm-ups and whatnot, as well as applying your learning while you're hanging out with the kiddo and whatnot.
Go
and then take it.
Party.
Boom, shit in the bucket. Yeah, like, just make it happen. But you can fit that in. Okay. I'm a firm believer that
2 hours,
excuses they're smelly and everyone has them. So
I know.
It's just like, you got to make it work to your schedule there, Deanie. Unfortunately, yes, it's hard.
I can't do it. I don't know. What if it's Okay. Let's compromise. God,
there's no compromise. There's only one.
Go with me here.
Zool.
There's
no Dana.
I'm just realizing how much of me is in my daughter. She negotiates on everything, and here I am doing the same exact thing. Oh, there's that mirror.
Gotta love it.
2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours. And I think it's totally possible because, I mean, half of it's educating yourself with a video and how to sing, learning vocal scale, vocal range. Because and we'll talk about this more. I can send you my email that has all the notes on it, like show you the structure. It's doable. Let's put it this way. I can do 30 days of working out every single day. I did that with push-up challenge and whatnot. That was 45 minutes
that was
an hour
crazy.
out of my day every single day, but I did it.
You did it.
You can do it.
And now you can push a car.
Take the time to do it. Stop lying to these people.
Listen. If you use your body in the right way, you could push a car. I believe in you. Yeah, of course you could. Maybe you just gotta
like a Prius or something like that.
Or one of those little kid cars that's run by a battery. Hey, listen, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We will not be doing any 2-hour singing streams on this channel. Now you can go follow Derek. You can follow me. Thanks, guys, for coming over to say hi. Again, I'm Danae, and I will be doing more stuff here and there. Follow here. I do a show every Monday at 9 a.m. Central with my friend Aaron Dicer, and then I'll be doing more randomness. We also do a D&D show every other Tuesday. We took this week off, so in 2 weeks we'll do a D&D show. So there's things like that are over here, and then my little fledgling stuff that I'm doing. But the true pro streamer is that guy right there. He even has a green screen. You can see it for yourself. So
that's how you know I'm a pro streamer.
For those of you guys who are over here hanging out on my stream, please go follow Derek. He's a ton of fun. He doesn't just do WildRP. He does a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Lots of different games. And apparently a lot of dedication to singing. Please don't compare yourself to him. I am challenged with that right now. Let's just all agree that we just need to be our own selves and not do an unhealthy comparison of thinking that we should be doing wall sits and push-ups and 2 hours of vocal cording every day. Listen, we can't all be this man.
So big.
We can't be this man.
Just
thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to push the end stream button, but you actually can hang out just a second longer. It's not going to boot you. So for now, go.
Oh my.
Bye, stream.
Bye, guys. Thank you for coming.
Bye.
Pleasure.
See you later.